All right, today I'm making my favorite pot pie recipe. What I have going on right now is the pie crust. The first layer is just browning just slightly in the oven. It's baking for 5 minutes at 425, and it's about to come out in a few seconds. So we've got peas and carrots. It's a bag, 1 pound bag of frozen peas and carrots, and a half cup of chopped celery boiling in the pot. It has to boil for 15 minutes. It's got 32 ounces of chicken broth, and here is my pie crust coming out. Here it is. It's absolutely lovely. That just gives it a nice little bake. It's not brown or toasted. It's just gonna come right out like that before we fill it. Once this finishes boiling up for 15 minutes, we're going to strain it and then set aside. We're going to be saving some of that broth to make the roux for the pie in just a minute. Over here, let's see what the other ingredients are. We're going to have a tablespoon of onion powder, or 1 medium chopped onion will get browned in the pan with some olive oil before adding all other ingredients. Your choice. We're going to have half a teaspoon of Mort salt, 1/4 teaspoon of celery seed, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We have a cup of chopped chicken, or 1 pound of chicken. We're going to have 1/3 cup flour and 1/3 cup butter. I lied, one more ingredient. We're going to use 2% reduced fat milk. You can use whatever type of milk you like. The milk, we're going to have 2/3 cup milk also. Guys, I have to admit that today I'm not making my own pie crust. I'm using this Pillsbury pie crust. It comes with 2 layers. You defrost for about an hour to 90 minutes. If you didn't defrost it, you can stick it in the microwave and defrost for 30 seconds at a time. It took me 2 30-second intervals of defrosting to bring these to a nice soft consistency, ready to use. The timer's gone off, 15 minutes of boiling. We're gonna go ahead and take this and we're gonna strain it. Here we are, we've got the broth. We're gonna be saving a cup and a half or so of that to make sure our roux doesn't get too thick. And then this mix will go in right at the last minute to stir in with the roux and go in the pie. Now that we've drained out our broth, I've measured out a cup and some to save in case we need it. I'm going to start adding the ingredients to the pan. I'm going to add the butter first. Come on, here we go. The butter. That is 1/3 cup butter. I'm going to add the onion powder. I'm going to add the salt and pepper and the celery seed. I'm going to get this melted down. See it get a bit foamy, and then we're going to start adding other ingredients. The flour will go in next, and then the liquid ingredients. All right, here we go. Some of the broth back in, adding it slowly. 2/3 cup milk. Mixing that together. Good. It's looking real nice. I'm cooking at a medium heat. I did slow it down for a minute there so that I could make sure I'm able to demonstrate while I work. But at a medium heat, you should have enough time to get everything put in and mixed up nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken back in now. Or not back in. I'm going to add the chicken for the first time. You could cook the chicken in with the celery, peas, and carrots and the broth if you like. That's also very good. It adds a lot of flavor to the chicken, but since this chicken was already cooked, I went ahead and just left it out. All right. There we go. Now we're just about ready to start adding those veggies back in. That looks great. So we've got our set aside veggies. Drip it off. I don't want it to get too wet now that we've got this to the right consistency. Going over quickly. Slowly, there we go. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh yeah. Now this makes up the entire filling of the chicken pot pie. We're going to be pouring it straight in the pie and putting it in the oven right away. Let's go ahead. It's perfect. Turn off the heat. Wrong way. There we go. Spread it out, make sure it's all even, and we're going to put the pie crust on. I won't pretend to say that I know how to do some great edges, so I just press it in, give it a few slits, and then I cut the excess. Make sure it's pressed together well. If your pie is somewhat full, you might want to consider placing a pan on the lower rack below it in case it bubbles over and out. I think this one has plenty of room. So, all right. It's going to go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, and then it's going to rest. The timer just went off. Let's take a look. Oh, it is gorgeous. I know I say that a lot, but wow. Now we let it rest for 10 minutes and serve it up. This is one of the family favorites. Looks great. Cut into it. portion.
This is just a great dinner. Yeah, it is. I wish you could make it next time.
Maybe I will.
Macaroni next time, and I'll even eat it. Yeah, I mean pot pie a lot. I love the pot pie. Yeah, great.
I'm generally a critic of food, and this is pretty good. This is pretty daggone good. The crust turned out fantastic. The internals, phenomenal. Great flavor to it. Would highly recommend. Enjoy this recipe.